Now, what about the events of Kong's survivor instinct? Well, honestly, that would change a lot more because with Madison being around, and also with Madison not wasting that much energy in the fight with Mechagodzilla and with Kong, she would still have plenty of energy and make a quick recovery. So which means that she will be the one to fight Abaddon on, but when it comes to Tiamat, Madison will realize that there's something odd about Tiamat. And that is, she's not actively trying to destroy the city, she's actually looking for something. And it doesn't take Madison long to put two and two together. Madison will eventually figure out that Tiamat is looking for her daughter. And Madison will go from wanting to fight Tiamat to wanting to help Tiamat. So, Madison will eventually help Tiamat to find her daughter, Leihamu. And, yeah. Now, what would this happen? How would this affect Tiamat? Honestly, this would get Tiamat to be loyal to, possibly her loyalty to Madison, possibly beginning. She's still not a fan of the current Godzilla, but she is a fan of, but she starts to like Madison, because Madison understood what was going on and was going to help Tiamat. So yeah, now what about Monarch? Obviously, let's say that they find a sample of Madison's DNA, like her blood, thanks to Kong slicing Madison's leg with the axe. They will eventually discover that the new Godzilla is Madison. Mark at first will try to deny this, but after looking through the DNA, he would see that it is indeed Madison's blood, and he would demand to know how did this happen? How did his daughter turn into a Titanus Gojira? And this is where Chan, I believe that girl who said Mothra, Queen of the Monsters, or Rodan, the Fire Demon, Chan would theorize that most likely Madison became immune to radiation and unintentionally started to absorb Godzilla's power. And as a result, it turned her into a Godzilla. She theorized it happened back in 2019, but she's not too far wrong, but at the same time she's not entirely correct either, because, well, yeah, it kind of started back in 2014. And as a result, Madison becomes a Godzilla, became a Titanus Gojira. Mark would possibly ask if this is reverse, like is this permanent, or can this be fixed? Some people will have their doubts, and others will start saying that it could possibly be possible for Madison to revert back to her human form. And, basically, let's say Mark will become determined to turn Madison back to normal. Now, what about during Godzilla X Kong the Hunted? What about that? Well, let's say during the events of Godzilla X Kong the Hunted, Madison and Godzilla start to have a bit more of a closer relationship now. Let's say that, yes, eventually Godzilla officially ended up viewing Madison as, well, a mate. However, Madison wants to take it slow, however, because she's still trying to get used to her new monster life. She is starting to like it, and as a result, she needs more time to think about it. So, let's say that Godzilla and Madison end up chasing T-Mat all over the world, and eventually they would make their way to Rome. Now, once when they make their way to Rome, obviously this is where Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, happens. Obviously, the fight with Scylla would still play out very similar to the film, only this time, Scylla's death is avoided, because Madison convinced Godzilla to give Scylla a second chance. Godzilla reluctantly gives Scylla a second chance. And Madison reminds Godzilla about Scylla's role in the natural order. And Godzilla will remember this and be like, okay, fine, you have a good point. If I kill Scylla, then basically there'll be no kaiju to help maintain the polar ice caps from melting. And pollution from the waters and some stuff like that, or I don't know. Now, this will cause Scylla to be somewhat grateful to Madison saving her life. Now, Madison will possibly give Scylla a threat and basically be like, listen, I'm fully aware that you are a destroyer kaiju, and I'm fully aware that you want to go out of your way to challenge the current king of monsters. But if you are smart enough, you would stop acting like you own the place and act like a normal kaiju and if you're lucky enough, Godzilla would possibly give you your old territory back or something like that. No. Sorry about that. Godzilla and Madison will start to rest at Rome at first, but then, of course, they would sense the Iwi from the Hollow Earth calling out for help. And Godzilla answers it, and Madison will be very confused. And Godzilla, let's say, informs her about everything along the way, about Scar King and Shimo. Now, after getting enough energy that they need, they make their way towards another polar ice cap, where T-Mat is living. Now, T-Mat's death is also avoided because Madison told Godzilla that T-Mat is a mother. And at first, Godzilla will be like, so? Oh? And Madison will basically be like, so if you kill her mom, if you kill T-Mat, her daughter will grow to hate you and despise you the same way how you despise Muto Prime. Godzilla will remember this and kind of calm down. Now, once again, Madison comes in and helps T-Mat and convinces T-Mat to let Godzilla in so that he can absorb more power. T-Mat reluctantly agrees after some convincing, and Godzilla goes into its evolved form. Now, let's go to the fight of Egypt, the Egypt fight scene. Obviously, Godzilla would obviously try to kill Kong at first, but Madison will stop him and tell Godzilla that Kong is just simply calling us for help. And as a result, Godzilla will reluctantly want to listen on what is going on. Now, after explaining everything to T-Mat, T-Mat will let, not T-Mat, after sparing Kong, Godzilla, and Madison make their way into the Hollow Earth. And of course, Scar King will be caught off guard with the arrival of a second Godzilla. So his plans got from hard to basically somewhat impossible, sort of. Now, the final battle will play very similar, except with Madison there. Mothra could still possibly be there, but she won't get that much appearance, unlike what she got in the movie. So, yeah. Anyways, so the fight will continue to eventually Brazil, and the fight will remain somewhat the same, except with the addition of Madison in her Godzilla form. And let's say that Madison ends up helping both Godzilla and Kong out, helping them out with their enemies, distracting them, giving the others the chance to to keep going, or something like that. Anyways, eventually, the crystal will eventually be destroyed, and Madison will start to like her new monster life a lot more. Now, this is where the ending of the scenario for now, until we get a new movie, a new video game about Godzilla, hopefully a new video game. And of course, when the new Empire sequel comes out. Now, Eileen Andrews would get a call from Mark, and he tells Andrews that the other Godzilla is Madison, his daughter. Obviously, Eileen Andrews would be very shocked and confused. But since Gia can communicate telepathically, she would somewhat communicate with Madison now. Mark will show up, and Madison telepathically communicates with Gia, and Gia will communicate with her mom, telling her what Madison told Gia. And Mark will ask, is there any way to reverse this effect? Is there a way to turn Madison back to normal? Now, they go to the Iwis in the Hollow Earth, and the Iwi Queen said this is this is something that they can't do. They can't reverse this because this is something that they've never seen before, and as a result, Madison's transformation is permanent. Madison will communicate with Gia telepathically, and Gia will communicate with her. It will communicate with Eileen Andrews, and Eileen Andrews will basically tell Mark what Madison told Gia to tell Eileen Andrews. She said like this, "Dad, I'm fine. Believe me, I am. I'm fine. Besides, I get to help out Godzilla to maintain order on the Earth. Besides, I grew to actually care about Godzilla. More than just a friend, honestly." And this is where Mark would get one hell of an interesting son-in-law. Future son-in-law, actually. Because eventually, Godzilla and Madison will become mates. So, yeah, there you go. There is my version of what if Madison becomes a Titanicus Gojira. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? And if you guys have your own versions, I would love to hear what your versions are in the comments below. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget, go check out Go Team Godzilla's video channel. She makes really great content. And if you're watching this video, Go Team Godzilla, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you continue working on your own version of what if Madison becoming Godzilla. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.